Alright guys, so I'm not sure how to start the video. As you can see by this title, oh my god. As you can see by this title, I have the coronavirus. I am in my last couple of days already, so I am feeling much better. Sorry, I'm like out of breath already. It's something that I didn't want to tell the whole world. I just wanted to just kind of get over, get better, and kind of move on. But I wanted to make this video because I know there's no way for me to hide it, because it's like everywhere right now. Pretty much everybody's getting it, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. In the beginning, I didn't want to make a video because I didn't want anybody to like attack me or be really rude. And I just can't take that right now, so I didn't want to even like make a video about it. But because I show my life so much on YouTube, I wanted to sit down and let you guys know what has been going on in the last 2.5 weeks. So I did get the coronavirus. If I'm like out of breath in this video, don't get annoyed. So I went to go visit my family in New York. I'm like scared of New York now. Like, I never want to go back to that place for a while. But I went to New York to visit family on the 13th, March 13th, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. You know, I really needed to visit my parents for personal reasons, and it had a very strong reason why to go. So I don't want anybody in the comments being rude, because I don't need that right now, and those comments will be deleted, so don't start. But I really needed to go visit my parents who I keep saying I'm so sorry. So I went on the 13th. We flew there, and we were only going to be there for 3 days. And by the second day that I was there, I was feeling so bad. And Sunday night, I had like the worst headache ever, and I just couldn't figure out why. We went to church, we were hanging out with our family, and I had like the worst headache ever. I couldn't like feel my eyes. Like I was just like, what is this? This is awful. I took 2 Tylenols, and I thought it was just normal because recently I have been getting headaches, you guys know, so I didn't think it was anything regarding the and if I'm not covering my hands or anything, it's because I'm in my own house. Everybody's sick here. But yeah, I started, the headache was just too much, and by like 9:30 p.m. I just couldn't with the headache anymore. It was taking over like my whole head, my eyes, my neck, everything. It was just one of the worst headaches I've had. And I told my uncle to take my blood pressure, and he said that it was way too high for someone that's young and pregnant. So my husband just took me, and he like rushed me to the emergency room, and I was there for maybe like 4 hours. They gave me something for my head, they gave me food. I felt so much better. And then they took me to labor and delivery side. They did some tests. The baby was good. And then they sent me home. They told me that it might be preeclampsia or something like that, and to follow up with my doctor. So that's what I did. The next day, around like, this is already day 2 of feeling bad. The morning, Monday in the morning, oh my god, Monday in the morning, I felt like shivers. So I told my husband to go to the other bed because I just couldn't, like, I just didn't want anybody like next to me right now. I just told him to like screw over and go to the bed like next to mine, because we had 2 twin beds at his parents' house and we were like sharing one to be all cute, you know. But at this point I was like, can you just go to the other bed? Like, I need kind of like to breathe. I couldn't breathe. And then I went away. I didn't think anything just because it was so early. We went about our day. We packed. We went to the airport and everything. And the airport, when we landed here in our hometown, it's 2 hours away. So I was just exhausted in the car. And by this point, it was already 12 a.m. and we were all so tired from traveling, and I was like, this is awful. I'm like, I'm never going to New York again. And it was just a lot. And right when we got to the house, we put everything in the living room, all the bags. I went upstairs, and not even kidding you guys, it took 2 seconds for the symptoms to start right when I got home. Like, it was so weird. I was like, why did the symptoms start in the car or in the airplane or something? Literally, it was waiting for me to get home. Like, I literally started going down the stairs shivering, and I was just like my whole body was like this. And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I am so cold, like so cold. And he literally just like hugged me, and I was just so cold, and I was like shivering that I couldn't even keep my head in one place. Like, my whole body was just like going like this. And I was like, oh my god, what the heck is this? And I thought it was just because I was tired, you know. And then I took a hot shower. It was feeling better, but I was still shaking in the shower. So we could not understand why I was shaking, why I was still cold when the water was hot. And I got out. I went to the bed. I got changed. I went to the bed. I put the heater on so I could like be warm. And I was in bed and I was shivering. I had a fever. I was bad. Like, I was like, what is this? Like, this is not like, I was like, please don't tell me that I'm like getting sick. I was just like, I couldn't even think right at that point. And my husband needed to pack because in the morning he was gonna go to the field, so he was packing. And at this point it's like it's like 3 a.m. and then I went downstairs to see what he was doing. I didn't want to leave him alone because I felt so bad that he was like still up, and he was gonna get up at 6 and it's like 2:30. It's like 3:30 by now. And I went downstairs. I laid down in the couch, and he was like packing there on the floor. And all I remember is that I was so tired. I was exhausted. I was like I was complaining, and I was just like, I was like literally like my body was just like giving up. And I had like the worst headache still, the fever. I was shivering. Then I said, I can't really be with you downstairs, so I went upstairs. I laid down, and then he came around 5 a.m. He was done finally, and he literally was like hugging me, and he pretty much like said, no, we're going to the emergency room. And I was like, again? Like, I'm so tired. Like, I was just really tired. So he called his sergeants and he was like, I'm gonna take her, I'm gonna be late to the field. And they were like, it's okay, just go take her. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. And so he took me to the emergency room, and everything is such a blur a little, because I was just so bad. The fever was so high that I was just like, what? And then yeah, we got to the emergency room. They did the flu test on me. They asked me a lot of questions. I told them I just came back from New York, and they gave me Tylenol. And then they took me to a room. They put like all these machines on me. They did x-ray, they did urine test, they did blood test, they gave me an IV. At this point I was feeling so much better. I was talking to them like normal, you know, it was good. They said I had a very high fever and that my heart rate was going too fast. So they told me that I didn't have the flu. So they did the coronavirus test, and I honestly didn't even think that I had it. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way I have the coronavirus, there's no way. So I stayed there for a little bit more. Then we went home finally at, we got to the hospital, I want to say like 5 something. And finally when we were done with everything, it was already like 10:30 a.m. and I actually had a baby appointment at 11 that I had to miss. And I was like, oh my God. Then I went home and I tried to take a nap. I took a nap till like 4. And I was still like, my body was hurting. I was in so much pain. Like, I'm pregnant. Like, literally everything. You guys know that I have like my joints have been hurting a lot. So everything was hurting. My whole body was hurting. Every time I would turn from the bed, everything would just hurt. My back will hurt. My leg will hurt because I have like bad like pelvic pain right now. So everything was just hurting. I was in so much pain. I was just like the fever was still there. We actually bought like the thing to measure your fever. So that helped. Then my husband that night started feeling bad. He had a fever, and then I had to kind of like help him a little. But this time it's already Tuesday. He started feeling bad Tuesday night, so we're already on the 4th day. We're already on Wednesday. He started feeling much better. I started feeling better. I just had headaches here and there, you know. And what else? Then skipping from Wednesday all the way to Saturday. Starting on Saturday, I found out the person that gave me the coronavirus, the one that had it, her test came back positive. So I was already like shaking. I was already like, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, I better not have this virus. Like, I was scared, like, you have no idea. And then my husband went to go take a test because that person came back positive. Then that same day, Saturday, they called me and they told me that I am positive for the virus. So it took around like 5 days for them to call me back. And when they told me that, I was like, oh my God, like, I was scared for my life because I'm pregnant. I was like, oh my God, like, but I was like, I feel good right now. There's nothing wrong. And that same day, I started having breathing problems. Like, I literally, like, I can't even explain to you guys how it feels. It is the worst feeling in the world. I was just like, why can't I breathe? You know, when you breathe, you go like, you know, but when you can't breathe, it's like, you go like, it just gets stuck there, and you can't eat, like you can't inhale and exhale. It was just, I was just like, no, this is not happening to me. No, I was like, I'm not gonna go back to emergency room. I am fine. I couldn't really sleep at all, to be honest. So came Sunday, I woke up and it was the same way. I had to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I couldn't just be like, oh, let me just get up, you know, and sit on the bed. No, it was kind of like, let me slowly get up and sit on the bed, because when you can't breathe, it literally takes over everything. I have never experienced something like this in my life. I was just like, what? I was like, that's crazy. So I was like that for like maybe 2-3 days. It wasn't like as super bad as like I'm gonna run to the hospital. I was kind of like controlling it at home. But by this day, I think, I don't know, I'm so off in my days, to be honest. I have no idea what day. I don't know, Tuesday, I think, or Monday. I called the nurse line and I told her, listen, I am 23 weeks pregnant. I'm like, I'm 23 weeks pregnant. I can't breathe. I'm like scared. Like, what? It's getting worse. I'm trying to treat it at home, but I can't. I'm taking tea. I'm taking Tylenol. I'm drinking, you know, soup. I'm doing the gargle for like salt and vinegar gargle to just kill the virus on my throat. It's starting to spread down to my lungs. Like, what do I do? I was just like, what do I do? And she was like, you know, telling me what to do. And then right there, I got a call from the nurse in the hospital, and she told me, hey, do you know that you're positive? I was like, yeah, they told me on Saturday. And she's like, how do you feel? And I was like, I'm having shortness of breath. Like, I don't know if, like, what do I do? And the lady was like, oh my God. And she was like, I'll call you back. And then when she did that, I was like scared. I was like, is that bad? Like, she scared the heck out of me, because she didn't even let me finish talking. She literally just said, all right, hold on, I'll call you back. And I was just like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, you know. And then another nurse called me and she's like, you're pregnant, right? So at this point, I have 6 different nurses, and they're all going crazy. They're all calling me. They're supposedly, they were waiting for me. They supposedly put a bed for me. They did this quarantine bedroom for somebody that's pregnant. I was trying to take a nap. So literally how I am, I was just sit like this and sleep. This is how I was sleeping, because I was the only way that I could breathe a little better. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go, because I don't want to go back to the emergency room. I was just like, I'll sleep like this, it'll go away, I'll be fine. The nurse called me and she's like, I thought you were gonna come. And I'm like, I didn't say I was gonna come. I said, if I get worse, I will be there. So she started getting mad at me, because they were all worried. They were like, listen, like, you're pregnant, like, you don't want to come. And I was like, I'll be right there, you know. And at this point, I was like, I'll if I feel worse, I'll come. So then this is the other day. So now we're fast forwarding to Wednesday, and I woke up worse. I woke up so much worse. Like, I could not breathe good at all. I could not bend down. I could not take showers, because I literally had to have a chair in the shower. I literally have a chair in the shower to take a shower with a chair. Like, I could not take showers or wash my face or brush my teeth standing up. I have to be in a chair. Like, I couldn't even buy a normal chair. I had to just put like one of my folding ones that I have in the house in the bathroom. That's how bad it was. And at this point, I was like, let's just go to the hospital. I'm like, I give up. Like, I'm trying to do all this at home. What was I? my god, it's gonna be the longest video ever. I'm so sorry. So we went to the emergency room. Actually, we went to the hospital. We were walking outside. There's a girl in the like a little table. She doesn't let you in unless like you talk to her. So she was like, oh, like, can I help you? I was like, oh, I'm here to be seen. She's like, have you been in contact with anybody that has the coronavirus? And I was like, I have the coronavirus. And her face was just like, she was like kind of like scared for her life. I'm like, I don't know why you're being scared for your life, and why you're literally working in the hospital. Like, she looked like scared to death when I told her I have the coronavirus. I have it, yes. So she called someone. So they came outside. They did not let us go inside. And the guy came and he's like, oh, like, well, what do you want? And then I was like, I spoke to the nurse. She said I could come yesterday, but I couldn't, so I'm here now. And I told him the nurse's name, and he was like, oh, I remember you. Okay, I remember you were talking to her. So long story short, after everything, me and my husband went to the room, and the nurse was giving him a hard time. Why? Because he was there. He was supposed to be in quarantine also with me. He wasn't supposed to leave the house, but I could not drive myself. So she was being really nasty, and I said, I can't drive myself. Do you need him to leave? And she was just like being so nasty and rude that I literally wanted to cry, because I could feel how everybody around us was just like this. Like, they did not want to be next to us. It's like they didn't want to like help us, and I don't understand why. Like, do you think I wouldn't have the virus? Do you think I'm happy? Do you think I'm pregnant and you think I want the virus? Like, do you think I want to be here? No, I don't. Like, I know you don't want to be here either, but do not be rude to us. So I was getting so frustrated, and I was this close to leaving, this close. And I was just like, whatever, let me just suck it up. So I got there. A doctor came in. He checked the baby, everything was good. He checked my breathing. He said it was getting bad. I was like, well, I know that, you know. Then they brought in the guys from the lab, and they did x-ray of my chest, of my lungs. They protected like the baby. They made sure they had like protection. They did the x-rays, and then then they did a urine test. So they did everything the same as before. And pretty much, long story short, I don't want to extend this like super long. I came back that had a UTI, so I was like, great, just great. Then he said that my lungs are obviously being affected by the virus, that he could see it on the scan. So they gave me an inhaler so I could use it. They gave me like 4 different medicines. They you know, there was really nothing that they could do for me, to be honest. And they just said that they're gonna keep calling me just to make sure I'm okay, and that if my breathing gets worse, just come back. So that's exactly what I did. We went home. I think that was like on Wednesday, and today is Wednesday, so it was like a week ago. And just to be completely honest with you guys, all that week this literally has been the worst week of my life. This is not a game. This virus is not like the flu. It literally does not let you breathe. You feel like the cough that every time I would try to breathe, it'll make me cough, and then the cough will get me nauseous, and then the nausea would make me throw up. And it was just the worst feeling in my whole entire world. I don't even want my worst enemy to feel like that. For you not be able to breathe, live your life without being able to breathe, is by far the worst feeling ever. There was at one point that I would just like, I would try to like go sleep like this, and it would not work, and I would just be like coughing, and I'll just be like, you know, I'll be like, and I'll start coughing. I had like 5 instances where I would just sit in the bed, and I would just be like, I would just pray to God, like, make this stop. Like, I was getting so frustrated. I was praying and I was just like crying, and I was just like, I need to breathe. Like, I cannot live one more day like this. And I was like that for almost the whole week, to be honest, because it just started getting better 2 days ago. And it's honestly the worst feeling ever. The worst virus that I have ever gotten. Nobody should have to go through something like that. And understand that what I went through, it wasn't even that bad compared to how people actually get that they just cannot breathe at all. Like, some people need ventilators or whatever you call it. They need help breathing. Thank Jesus the Lord that I didn't need any machine to help me breathe. I felt like I needed it, but I didn't want to like take somebody else's spot, you know. But it was by far the worst experience, the worst 18 days that I've had so far in my whole entire life. I cannot believe I went through that. Like, it was awful. It was just awful. The fact, like, the not breathing part, if you feel like somebody's always choking you, that you're trying to breathe, it's like, I admire people with inhalers so much now. Like, I'll wake up and I'll just take the inhaler and like do 2 pumps, and I'll just be like, I've never felt suffocating like that in my life. And because I'm pregnant and I have like joint issues, every time I will cough, it will hurt in my soul. Every time I will cough, like every time I will cough, it would just hurt in my vagina and my joints, my under my belly. It was just this pain that I was just like, I will cry every time I will have to cough, and coughing was every 2 minutes. So I was just like, this is the worst thing ever. I just couldn't believe that I was going through that. I was really scared for my life and for the baby, although like they kept on telling me that nothing happened to the baby, you know. I had days where I would not go downstairs. My husband would have to do everything for me. He would have to wake up early. He was not feeling well either, but he would have to wake up early, go make me tea, put the tea there. Like, every time I would cough, I would have to like take that Vicks and just smell the Vicks and drink some water, drink some tea. Like, water, tea, soup, and the Vicks helped me so much. And I just want everybody to be careful. Like, please don't get this virus. Please stay home. Please don't go out. If somebody in your family has the virus, please put them in a room and treat them like they're in jail. Give them the food from far away. Put a mask on. Like, do not think that this virus is a joke, that you'll be okay. Like, don't think that just because you're young, you're not gonna get the virus. Like, everything that I've been through, like, it's been just a nightmare. Like, my house is a mess. Like, the eating has been so hard too. Like, you can't eat anything, just nauseous. Like, everything tastes bad. Like, my husband doesn't have any taste buds right now. My bathroom is disgusting. Like, you just can't do anything. It's been 18 days, guys, probably more by the time you see this video. It's been literally the worst experience ever. Like, I'm just so grateful to God that I had the last 2 days I've been able to sleep like a little bit more down. I don't have to sleep standing up anymore. I could like put like 2-3 pillows and I could sleep. And my back is in so much pain because I've been sleeping like this, and now I could finally turn and just sleep turned like this. Like, I could like hug my pillow. I could not even hug my pillow. Like, that's how painful it was. Like, I don't want any of you to get this virus. Like, it's not good. Like, please don't take this as a joke. Please don't think that this is funny. Please stay home. Don't, if it doesn't matter if you're bored. It's better to be bored and alive. And I literally have been going on rants on my social media because I see so many people just chilling. And I've seen people give the virus to their whole family because they don't understand to stay in their room, stay quarantined. So it's like, you don't understand what this virus could do. I've seen people, like friends, families that have passed away already from this virus because they cannot breathe. It attacks your respiratory system. If you let it go from your throat down to your lungs, it's so dangerous. This is not a joke. Like, stop being on social media. Stop being in the news and being mad at Trump, being mad at everybody. Like, just protect yourself. Just your own bubble. Just protect yourself. It's the most scariest thing ever. Like, alright guys, so my camera died. I just wanted to end this video by telling you guys to, oh my god, I can't hold this, like my breath, by telling you guys to please be careful and that I am doing much better now. I lost so much weight already. As you can see, like, look how skinny I look. Like, it's just not been very fun at all. And if you know somebody that's going through it, please don't tell them you'll be okay, because that's what everybody was telling me. And I was like, yeah, I'll be okay. Like, if you can't be sympathetic towards someone, and if you're not going to answer their text message after you ask them how they're doing, then don't ask at all. That's all I'm asking everyone to do. And just be there for your family members. But stay away. If you're sick, please stay away. Stay home. Don't give it to someone. This is the worst thing ever. Just, like, at this point, I'm scared to even go outside. I mean, I'm scared to, like, even sleep. Like, I wake up at night. Now that I'm better, I wake up at night and I'm like, wait, am I sleeping? Am I good? Like, I can't even believe that I'm breathing, like, right now. Like, I thought I was never gonna experience breathing again normal. Like, this is not a joke at all. And I had a panic attack outside the hospital that I had to run to the car and get the inhaler and use the inhaler because I felt like I was, like, having, like, a breathing attack, and I wanted to just fall to the floor and just, like, give up because it was that bad. Like, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. And just please stay home. Please stay home. Don't go out. I know it's hard. I know you probably want to go back to work if you're not getting paid, but just stay home. And I'm gonna end this video here, and I'm not sure when my next video will come up, but I just want to give you guys an update, and I'm doing much better now. I am already at my last couple of days pretty much of quarantine. I've been home for almost 20 days. I haven't left my house. Food has been an issue, but hopefully I get a couple of pounds back up. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will keep you guys updated with anything else. Bye guys.